March 15th, 1949, 2 a.m. 2 bodies, 50 kilos of opium, gone. And a message that would either unite New York's most dangerous gangs or burn the city to ashes. What happened next? A black kingpin and a Chinese warlord did the impossible. They didn't just survive the mob, they rewrote the rules of organized crime in America. This is that story. Ellsworth Bumpy Johnson controlled Harlem like a king. 20 years of blood, strategy, and survival. But on that March night, everything changed. 6 Chinese soldiers, armed with hatchets and Tommy guns. They hit 3 locations simultaneously, military precision. 2 of Bumpy's men dead. And that card, red with a black dragon and Chinese characters that translated to, "Harlem is ours now, leave or die." The signature? Tommy Chen, age 32, Korean War veteran, leader of Hip Sing Tong, one of Chinatown's most ruthless gangs. But here's what nobody expected. Bumpy didn't want revenge. Not immediately. He wanted something the streets had never seen before. Understanding.
And that's when fate dealt the wildest card of all. His personal doctor, the woman who'd saved his life 8 years earlier, had a secret. I need information about Tommy Chen. Tommy Chen is my brother. March 18th, the clinic, after hours. 2 men who should have killed each other sat down to talk. Tommy Chen wasn't desperate, he was suffocating. The Italian mob, Fat Tony Salerno, Vito Genovese, they'd taken half of Chinatown. His community was being erased. Harlem wasn't a conquest, it was survival. And Bumpy, he recognized something in Tommy's eyes, something he'd felt fighting the Irish, the Italians, the police, the exhaustion of endless war.
But it was Dr. Chen who saw what they couldn't. Dr. Chen slammed her hand on the table. "You're both being played. Fat Tony controls the opium pipeline. He buys from you, Tommy, at 40%, sells to you, Bumpy, at triple the price. You're fighting over scraps while he makes millions." One number changed everything. If they worked together, they'd make more in 3 months than they'd made in 3 years. They didn't trust each other, but they trusted the math. April 1949, the first delivery. 20 kilos. Fair price, no Italian middleman. Revenue doubled, then tripled. But Fat Tony noticed. June 15th, he sent 20 men to burn Bumpy's operation to the ground. Bumpy's crew was outnumbered. They were losing.
And then 15 Hip Sing Tong soldiers appeared. Not because they were ordered to, because partners protect partners. 3 dead, 7 wounded, all Italians. 0 casualties on the Alliance side. After the fight, Bumpy found Tommy covered in blood. "You could have let me fight alone." Bad business. In that moment, everything changed. The Italian mob had a choice: destroy them or join them. August 1949, Atlantic City. The Commission, the 5 most powerful Italian families in America, sat across from Bumpy Johnson and Tommy Chen. What they proposed was unthinkable. Expand the Commission. 7 territories, 7 votes, include Harlem, include Chinatown, not as subordinates, as equals. Meyer Lansky smiled first, then Frank Costello. Then, one by one, even the most violent, most traditional bosses voted yes. September 1949, the expanded commission held its first meeting. For the first time in American history, organized crime was multiracial, coordinated, civilized. The alliance lasted 30 years. Jobs created, 80. Violence reduced, 60%. Revenue, $50 million annually. But the real victory wasn't the money.
In 1965, at Tommy Chen's retirement party, he said, "15 years ago, I tried to take Harlem by force. I failed. But that failure led to my greatest success, partnership with Bumpy Johnson. He taught me that strength isn't domination, it's elevation." When Bumpy died in 1968, Tommy Chen sat front row at his funeral, crying openly. 2 cultures, 2 communities, 1 brotherhood. The Harlem-Chinatown Alliance proved something the world still needs to learn. Different doesn't mean enemies. Different means opportunity. And the greatest victories aren't won through war. They're won through partnership.